First off, I just want to thank GPM Racing for all their support, all their sponsors they've given me, and especially for this Traxxas XRT build. Now, I've been selling and running GPM Racing products on my rigs for 2 or 3 years now, and I cannot say nothing bad about them. Really, I just wanted to make this first part of the video all about them because, guys, they have been nothing but the best to me and for my business and just all across the board. Now, I'm not just saying these words because I sell the product. If I didn't like the product, honestly, guys, I would not sell it. I would not try to convince people that the product was good. And to be honest with you, I'm not saying that the stock products that it replaces is bad. These are just an upgrade. Now, GPM spends a lot of time making and manufacturing these parts and all the R&D, and I have been so grateful to be able to help them a lot lately, and making these videos and putting their product out there for others to use and others to see. Now, today we're going to go ahead and finish off this Traxxas XRT build that GPM Racing so awesomely just sponsored me. They gave me 3 orange and 1 blue. Now, there's something different about these shocks, 3 of the 4. This is like the older style. You can see the bottom. I don't really know what that part is called, but you can see that part is black. And then it also has where you can screw in the ball stud down here, or whatever you call that piece. I'm sorry, guys. Terrible. And then side by side, you can see here is the new version on the left. We got blue. And check that out. So there's no longer screws holding those in, and they actually look a little bit more beefy here toward the top. You can see there, it's much more beefy. Maybe if I show you an orange one. So check those out, guys. Here we go. So side by side, there's the oranges side by side. You can see right there how much more beefy the new version is. And then the piece down here, it looks like that's Durlin, machine Durlin, so that's awesome. Much better. And then these are super, super nice. Let me show you a couple of differences. So starting off, here is the stock shock from a stock truck. This actually came off the Black Edition XRT that I have. Let me show you guys the stock width of the shaft. So the stock shaft is approximately, well, about 5 millimeters or so. And looking at the brand new version of the GPM ones, these guys are 7 millimeter shaft in the new GPM all aluminum reservoir shocks. Check it out, there it is up close. You can see it without the spring on there. Check that out. So we're going to go ahead and empty out all the shocks, and we're going to go ahead and install the M2C pistons. Go ahead and remove the lock nut that's holding on the piston, and then just be real careful and pull that shaft down, and you can push the piston out. Now there is the stock piston. You can see it's kind of rounded on the edges. And here's the pistons we're going to replace all the stocks with. And you can see there's some O-rings, and I'll show you where those go also. Super simple, just basically put your shock shaft back in there. Make sure we coat that O-ring. And let me show you there's a difference. These pistons look different on each side. And get that on there nice and even. And see, on this side there's just holes. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. And the other side there's holes and slots. Now there's going to be oil that's going to be coming back through, squeezing out here on the sides. I'm not sure exactly how they work, but I know I've been running these for years on multiple trucks that I have, like my Sledge and my Max and my X-Max and also my Creighton. So definitely, let me show you the part number as well. Here that is Avery. I hope you appreciate this. It's M2C1188, and this is the X Series 8S. I'm not sure what that is, but it's just O-ring shock pistons if you want to Google that. And then yeah, these are by M2C Racing. So before you reinstall the piston, just make sure your slots are facing down. And then go ahead and screw down the nylon lock nut. And here's the biggest tip that I can give you when installing these pistons is just snug this nylon lock nut down. Do not tighten that thing down whatsoever with any kind of force, or you'll ruin the piston. It'll bulge it out and it'll completely ruin it. So make sure you see the silver there, that's the shaft. Just make sure it's not past the edge of the threads there on the nylon lock nut, and you should be good to go. You can just take an inscriber or some sort of, like, I don't know, sharp knife and just carve yourself a little F in there. So we got 2 for front, and I'm not going to mark the rears. And we're going to be using 47.5 in the front, 40 in the rear. Oh, I'm getting pretty excited, guys. We are this close. That's pretty close. That's this close to running the truck. But first, let's go ahead and fill up the shocks. So we're going to be using 47.5 in the front and 40 in the rear. Now remember, I marked them, so we have front over here on the right and rear over here on the left. So this is how we do this. Okay, so this is Associated. Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm using factory team oil here. I believe it's Associated. Yeah, it is Associated. All right, so go ahead and fill up the shocks. Not quite all the way to the top. Let me show you. You can get them pretty close. And then, guys, you can find this stand on the internet on Thingiverse, and you can have it printed out by somebody. I've had this thing for years. Works awesome. It's an X-Max stand with a shock holder in it. So there you go. You got your shocks. You got it almost filled up, maybe a 1/4 inch. And then just go ahead and run the piston up and down. You see how it rises up? And we're just kind of squeezing all the air out, getting it all out to the top. Whoa! That was terrible. Don't do that. It was like there was a big air bubble in there or something. Oh my goodness. Anyways, wow, that was crazy. I've never had that happen before. I was about to say, you can see all the air bubbles coming out there. You see them, maybe you can see them on camera, hopefully. All right, so then once you work it up and down a few times, go ahead and set it back down and fill it all the way up to the top to where it's doming over. Actually, we want to pull this piston all the way down to the bottom. There we go, and then we want to make sure it's doming over. There we go. I'm not sure if you can see the air bubbles from here, possibly. I got my camera on the stand, but there's a lot of air bubbles in there. And by doming over, I mean doming over on the top of the shock body. In the front, we're going to go ahead and use the same maker, factory team Associated oil. We're going to go 47.5 in the front. Now, because the front of the truck is heavier, we got all aluminum. Guys, this truck is fully upgraded diffs. We got the steering rack, we got the steering rack support, we got the Pnwrcmadness diff housing cover. All that, the bulkheads, it's all aluminum, so it's definitely more beefy. We got the ESC up front, more 47.5. And guys, usually you land on the front tires first, so we're just going to go ahead, put a little thicker oil in the front. Same thing, fill it up, and then work the shaft up and down. And I'm going to show you guys the air bubbles in this shock over here. So up and down, and then bring it all the way to the bottom. Up and down, all the way to the bottom. Feels super nice. All right, so here we are on the shock stand, and I think that you can see that. Look at all the air bubbles right there in this one. And you can see the air bubbles coming up in that one as well. So we'll go ahead and fill these the rest of the way up. Let them sit for about 10 minutes. Come back and here we go. So the next part's pretty simple. You're going to take your cap. You're going to take the bleeder screw out. It's going to be that little red screw right there. Go ahead and grab your wrench and take it out. This is the next day, guys, so there's absolutely zero air in these shocks. Go ahead, and we're just going to start it. Alright, don't cross thread it, just get it started. And then we're going to take that bleeder hole, and we're just going to kind of put it up at a 45. So we're going to hold the shock at a 45. Getting this down pretty much all the way, making sure that our shock shaft before we did all this is pulled all the way down. So it's pulled all the way down. And then slowly, forgot to grab a rag. And slowly you're just going to push up. And go ahead and reinsert your bleeder screw. There's a washer on the back side of this, so make sure it's on there before you put it on. Don't reef it down, but snug it down tight enough, and you're good to go. Reinstall your spring and also your shock guards. Check that out, we're almost done. Next we're going to install the motor mount in the bash bar. But yeah, check these out, guys. We sell these in the store as well. I'll leave a link for these in the description. So we've only got one more left to do, and then we can put them on the truck. The body mounts came today in the mail. I seen in an email. And we still have the motor left to put in. That's the, here, let me show you guys for those who haven't been following along. So that's going to be our motor. We're just reusing the same one that we used before. It's my favorite. It's the Hobby Wing 5690 1250 kV belt drive. Right now I'm running 1525, and this is what I do to support my motor. I think it's important that you support the entire length of the motor, not just the back. And that's just a block of wood. And you can see the last time I drove it, I was jumping it and whatnot, and this mount is pretty tough. So I'm not saying it won't bend. I do use that for extra protection. I don't sell those, but yeah, guys, I'm going to finish building these shocks. Get them on the truck. Okay, guys, this is the final fit and finish of the GPM Henchman kit, and well, there they are. Oh, I almost spilled my coffee. There they are. These are going to be our shocks. These are the shocks. These are the GPM shocks, and these are also the GPM shock guards by Sussman Designs. I sell these on my website as well. I have them, well, in most all colors. So the final piece of the puzzle when you install the shocks is going to be that GPM hinge pin. That's going to be it. So that's where I put the washer, and then that's what you use to hold the bottom of the shock on. So remember, we went ahead and we marked the shocks front and rear. So for those that didn't watch the last video, I marked just the fronts with a little F. So we'll go ahead and put these on the front. Again, there is the shock guard. And guys, these are super nice, super handy. Really helps protect the shock shaft, and it really helps keep the oil inside the shock shaft clean, because there's really no debris getting by this. you know, right behind it. So here we go. There's no adjustments here. They just go directly in. And yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead, finish this up, install the motor, install the bash bar, and we're gonna get it out in the dirt. Check it out. We got the shocks on. I'll flip the truck over in a second, but I just wanted to show you guys. This is the last piece of billet. I call this the bash bar. This is by GPM. It fits to the front bulkhead, 4 screws in the front and 4 screws in the rear. It is 7075 aluminum. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me flip the truck over.
Well, guys, the truck is done. Fully done. Actually, I just noticed I didn't plug in the wires. So, we're going to go ahead, do our test run. Maybe we'll make that our next video. But until then, check out the truck. So, yeah, guys. Woo-hoo! Look at the truck. Look at that thing, guys. Wow, look at that. Got the shocks on there. We got the we're going to weigh it up too before we finish the video. Got the shock guards. We got the body mount system in the mailbox, and the body, that's going to be another separate video. Body on the way. So maybe we'll do a runtime video then. But check it out, guys. We got the bash bar installed in red. Check it out right there. And yeah, guys, truck is done. So please do hit the like button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment, and I'll leave you guys a few links down below. And definitely, guys, please go ahead, hit those links and support Pnwrc Madness. So this video takes, well, I don't know, guys. This build took a lot of time, and I didn't completely buy the whole truck, but I bought a lot of it, and a lot of it was sponsors. So thank you, GPM. Thank you, CalRC. For your sponsorship to build the parts like the diffs and the shocks, all the products they carry and offer. You can find those at www.calrc.com, and you can actually use my driver's code PNWRC 2021. That's capital PNWRC 2021. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one.